they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Oh, well, I just did a lot of progress. That's good to know. Good to know, Ray. You did that for yourself. Awesome. It's the Ray Hyclak Show. We're live. We're here. Kind of a weird week. And we're going to break a little bit of it down today. Don't want to really get into a lot of the big topic of the day because a lot of people already have, but we'll talk about Charlie Kirk, Pittsburgh versus Seattle. Boy, do the Steelers have a lot to work on. And then the Browns. I mean, Browns did what they did. Lost to Baltimore, the old Browns, as some of us would like to know them as. And did a show out in Geneva on the lake before I came here, so I'm pulling double duty. Hosted for Jimmy Ward of the Mental Ward, happening 6 hours before my show, 3 p.m. Here on the Abraham drinking thing. I gotta fix that. I'll do that tomorrow. Didn't really have time today. But what's up? What's up, guys? Thank you for watching. Appreciate you for being here. And it's a good day to just kind of recap the week that was. Monday, Tuesday, not a lot going on. Monday, Tuesday, not a lot going on. Kind of a boring ass couple days, to be honest. I think I went to Grog Shop that Monday. Shout out to John Bruton and crew over there for an amazing show. Just kind of hung out. Next show for them is going to be the 22nd of September at the Grog Shop. They're going to be doing a full booked show. Tyrone Gaines, your headliner. It's going to be a good time. And I love Grog Shop. It's my favorite concert venue in town. It's small, intimate punk rock venue where you can just hang out, do nothing, chill, and listen to some badass music. I mean, I've seen a lot of bands at the Grog Shop, and to be able to perform there a lot and kind of just have a cool performance space that isn't really like, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of crap going on. It's a good time. I love the Grog Shop. Trying to think, first time I ever saw Skinny Lister with their headlining tour in America after they went on their tour with Flogging Molly. I was there. I saw it happen. All right. They were bouncing off the walls. I think that was also around the time when I realized I was like the old man at the punk rock show. Like I had for some reason become elder punk and not really gotten, the idea to fully quit mosh pitting. Because at some age you got to. I mean, you have to stop at some point mosh pitting. Yeah. I mean, if you're like a 40-year-old dude or like mid 40s, maybe 50s, I would say that's more like alcoholism, because like your just body is numb. Like your body has absorbed enough alcohol to to allow you to get punched in the face during a Dropkick Murphy show or something. Yeah, like I didn't plan on moshing in my 50s. I'm surely not going to do it now. I refuse to. But a couple years ago, I went to see Flogging Molly. It was last time I think I actually saw them live. Was at the Agora, and if you've never been to the Cleveland Agora, it's this big like opera house almost. Like it's got ornate shit everywhere. It's got a lot of stuff that, you know, it looks like if you just stare at it, it costs $1,000. Like, you know, it's just there's a looking fee almost off of that. And my favorite part about that show was my plan for it. It was a Saturday. I had worked that day, and I had just gotten paid that week. I was gonna party. I was gonna drink a lot. I wasn't gonna do anything. I didn't have a license at the time because I had gotten my DUI, and I just was gonna go get it. I got an Uber, went there, had a blast. Some point in the night, my back did start hurting, so I was up against the bar a lot. I just went around, ordered drinks, and tipped very well for them letting me stand there. I did. It was bad. My back was killing me, but like the tunes of Flogging Molly will soothe the heart of any man or woman in pain, or however you identify in 2025. But yeah, and this couple was in front of me. And they were like apologizing, like acting like they were blocking my way or whatever. And I'm just sitting there, just kind of like, oh, I don't want to move. And they apologize, and I go, no. I chose to be back here. And without missing a beat, the husband smiles and is like, how does it feel to be the old guy in the back of the room? And it felt well deserved. Felt well deserved to be able to sit in the back of a room, not have to worry about like fists going into the back of your fucking head, or, you know, elbows, or somebody's skull ramming into you. Being in the back where the bar is, if you're like an old punk rock kid, or you're a concert goer from the 2000s to about, I want to say 2015, 16, somewhere in there, you had a lot of pits to deal with. Like I've seen some dangerous pits. The first dangerous pit I ever saw was Ozfest 02, where I saw a dude crowd surfing, and they got to the mosh pit and got dunked right on his head. Just got completely just shit canned, right? I was going to get pizza at the concession stand, and you just see this guy, and he just goes ass over fucking tea kettle into the pit on the lawn of Blossom Music Center. I think about that a lot. Like I always think, like, what does that guy do for a living now? Does he have a wheelchair from that day? Because when you get dunked on your head like that, it can fuck you up hard. I mean, it doesn't take much to break a spinal cord. I had a referee one time in youth league say that, and it kind of unnerved me. I'm like, how do you know that? How do you, like, I get it, you probably went to some kind of medical professional bullshit, but like, come on, like that's your thing, homie. Like you know these facts completely. That's insane. Oh man, but yeah, I went to the Cove tonight in Geneva on the Lake, and was able to work with Jimmy Ward of the Mental Ward, and got to see some fun people. Skylar Quinn was one of them. Let me work on this. I'm going to just do that real fast. Oh, actually, I'm going to do this. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Cool. I can just do that. I'm just doing this on air. These are early shows. We have a big guest coming in the first week of October, so stick around for that. Make sure you have notifications on. I'm just gonna fix that. Yeah, there we are. Boom. Make it a shape. Cycle. And perfect. Perfecto. There we go. See, this is what happens when you do stuff on the fly sometime. It can be fun. It can be a lot of fun. There's the new logo I'm going to put up for Abraham Drinking. Shout out to those guys. Trying to build a podcast network. Thank God for that, man. We're trying to have a good time and make sure everybody, can be able to speak freely and say what they want to say and make sure that, nobody can really tell them otherwise. And as long as it's within reason, you can't really ever just go around doing things. A friend of mine, Bill Squire, has a joke like that, where it's like, it's going to be like 1,000 years until that word until any word might be acceptable. Check that video out. I think it's on his YouTube, maybe. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, it's a weird time for speech, guys. It's getting kind of hairy. it's getting kind of strange. Yeah, Wednesday and Thursday were Wednesday I was unnerved. Thursday I wasn't surprised, but I was shocked and it again, there's been enough said by pundits of the political left and the political right talking about the murder of Charlie Kirk, who I admired. I actually admired Charlie for doing what he did, because he went against very hostile people at times and then very wonderful people at times that disagreed or agreed with him and just wanted definitions of stuff or wanted to find out what kind of topics they wanted to talk about, for anything from religion to gun violence. I mean, it was open season on any of those topics with him. And you kind of figured something like this was going to happen. When he first started doing it, this was before like influencers and the stupid stunt people started getting shot or unalived for this. When you're deleting people the way you when people are getting deleted like that, you just you don't feel bad for those people who will just try and like cause chaos like that, where it's a prank or something like this. Charlie was different. Charlie would only talk, never encouraged anybody, never said, my supporters should go out and do this. He never said any of those things. And for people to think that what happened Wednesday was a good thing is nuts to me. Because Theo Vaughn had the best way to say it also about Charlie. He tweeted with his feet. He never shied away from a conversation. He was always willing to plop down a table and have somebody debate with him. And that's why. And again, I didn't agree with a lot of what Charlie believed in. I'm going to, if you go back and watch last week's episode, I didn't agree with him on a lot. Definitely didn't agree with him on religion. I didn't agree with him on a lot of other topics that he would talk about. And the thing with him that I was kind of admired, because I hide behind a webcam. I hide behind a webcam. This is what I do to get my opinion out, because honestly, it's just, I'd rather do this and have it on the internet and have it possibly one day when the bombs drop, go away. I know the internet's forever. This is going to be on here for a long time. But Charlie didn't deserve what he got for speech, just for speech. Like, he never said anything to really to justify how he went out. And to have people be like cheering it, I know a lot of people are surprised about that, and if it's because you're not in circles of people who may or may not be. We'll talk also about the video game thing, because like Helldivers 2 is being brought into this, and I'm gonna nip that in the ass as an argument really fast after I kind of get through my thoughts here, which I kind of forgot already, to be honest. So let's just get into like this kid was apparently like described as a Redditor kind of kid. Those are always, if you know Redditors, or if you've been around Redditors, a lot of the stuff, if you're on Reddit, I mean, I'm on Reddit. I don't go on Reddit a lot. I get notifications constantly from it. Am I deep into it? No, but I was also deep young into web message boards in the early part of the internet. And the whole thing with those is, I mean, there are a lot of them you can get radicalized on. There are a lot of sites where if you look up certain things in message boards, if they're not heavily moderated by either an AI or an actual person, which actual person's harder and harder to do nowadays with the amount of groups and stuff that are being made and subreddits that are being made on a constant basis just to stay ahead of stuff. And Discord, same thing. I am not Discord age. I don't understand it, but I can see from where somebody could do that in the online media forums that this kid supposedly was, or allegedly was, being a part of. They're finding more stuff out about it as well. A lot of it's already been combed over. We know what's being reported. So I'm not really gonna, for the sake of time and my mental faculties at this point, because I'm not over it. I'm kind of mad about it still, but at the same time, I know I don't really have control of this situation. All I can do is hope, think, and want the best for Charlie and his family, and anybody at TPUSA, which it's a right-wing organization, but at least they're trying to do something and really trying to nail the youth of this country in a way I've never seen a political organization do in my lifetime. I voted, my first election was Barack Obama. I voted for Obama. And like, it wasn't even, I don't remember a big campaign. I guess there was online, but like, even then I didn't have the internets that people did at the time. So like, we barely had Wi-Fi. We had good Wi-Fi, don't get me wrong, like, but it wasn't like, we didn't have the high speed data lines and all that kind of stuff, dial up, until basically I was 17. which, to be honest with you, was probably a good thing for me because it like kind of forced me to be able to go out in the world and just be there because I didn't have a phone until I was 18. I knew kids who had phones in high school and iPhones and iPad touch or what do you call it? iPad or not iPad, iPod touches, all those kind of things. And I don't know, dude. People are spending far too much time in these groups with people that say that they sympathize with you, and you can't really believe that. I mean, movements, regardless of political affiliation, start with disaffected people, and there's a communication barrier. There's some kind of communication barrier with us right now, and it needs to be mended somehow. I honestly think the next 8 years are going to be critical for that message as well. Whoever has control of it at that point, who knows, who cares? You know, we're all going to be fucking old anyways by then. We're all going to be knocking on, 50 for my age bracket. I'm 36. But the young generation might have a conservative renaissance. Like, we may see some kind of thing because Turning Point also got, I think it was like 36,000 applications for the people to come out and create their own TPUSA chapters for colleges. 36,000. That's going to be a massive, massive industry as those TPUSAs. I honestly, if they get even a third of that, that would be amazing. Like, if they got a third of those chapters to stay open, that would be incredible and good for them. It's no matter what you believe, the hard work and dedication of the TPUSA people is very admirable, and especially Charlie, who, man, you want to the idea his daughter. I mean, we've seen the videos. I'm not gonna play any of the videos. The one guy celebrating right in front of his body, like cheering. That ginger ghoul. It's disgusting. It's not what people should have been raised like. My parents always would just tell us, don't be an ass. That was it. Like, just don't be an ass. And I think that's being an ass. It's being very disrespectful. Whether you believe in what a person believes in or not, whether you like a person or not. Some of the stuff that's been said in the past couple days has been deplorable. Have I exercised the right to clean up my profile? Yeah. My news feeds lost a few more letters. But it's my choice to do that because I couldn't get on with those thoughts and those ideas, because no matter how you feel about a person, I feel like after they die, especially something like this, you kind of just gotta like shut up. It's the people that got fired, and people are starting to realize, like, the thing that was said for a while was, private companies can make decisions all they want. And that's true. They can decide to keep you on or, dump your ass. And anybody, I remember in 2012 going to broadcasting school at, the Ohio Media School, which was the Ohio Center for Broadcasting back in the day, and they gave media training to the people that were, to the students to be like, hey, and this is when like Facebook and all that kind of shit was starting to really hit. You know what I'm saying? This was when it was really going. Even back then, athletes have to go through media training. What makes you think you are any different from those people? You breathe oxygen. You bleed the same blood that the athlete or famous person does. You are human. And for people to just post crap that was, pro the deleting of another person and losing their job, their bosses can make that decision. I mean, it's not like it's freedom from the government to say what you want. They can't persecute you for that. A private company absolutely fucking can. Trust me. I've seen it happen with other people through comedy as well. I've seen comedians lose their day jobs because of jokes they've written because the joke went viral and their boss didn't like it. It happens far more than people think. And that's a level of comfort I don't think I've ever witnessed in humanity, where it's like a joke or something like that can just make you, or like you can think you can do these things and people won't, say something or call you a piece of shit for it, especially if it goes viral. Like a lot of the people who, were saying shit were really crying their eyes out. I saw one guy from Microsoft had some bald idiot was like, my freedom of speech, all this kind of stuff. It's like, no, you have your freedom of speech to say stuff in public. The internet, I mean, that's a super gray area, and also HR may talk to you. So a meeting with this one lady, she really was using all the alphabet crap about, harming and spaces and all that kind of stuff, and about Charlie to justify, and guaranteed she got fired. I didn't see the end of the video, but definitely the HR was talking to her and she was talking back on the screen like a Zoom call. And man, how do you find the balls to be able to do that? I'll never understand it. I will never understand how somebody could think it's okay to do that or make a joke, especially when you don't know all the news. And everybody I'm not going to go over the facts because it's being done to death. But like, yeah, a lot of stuff has come out and people are trying to twist it and people are trying to say stuff that isn't true, which we gotta just agree on a singular reality. We can't do this My Truth stuff anymore. It sounded nice when we were all in college, but now we're in our mid-30s. It's time to live the truth, and you just kind of look at how life is. And you can have your theories, you can have all this kind of stuff, but reality is a check on a lot of stuff. So with and believe me, I know it's a hard thing to look at yourself in the mirror every day and be able to really get into a reality space. But again, Charlie Kirk didn't deserve what he got. He didn't deserve it. The etchings on the bullets was disgusting. Speaking of the etching of the bullets, people are talking about, it's this person had a hell diver artifact on the bullets. Sure, he may have used those, but don't blame the game. If we're gonna not blame guns, we're not gonna blame the video game. If we're gonna blame the gun, we're not gonna blame if we're not gonna blame the gun, we're not gonna blame the video game. All right. You can't look at a video game and think that the person is, getting violent because of a video game or desensitized. Plenty of people do go through life playing. I mean, for God's sakes, this coming May or March or whenever the hell GTA 6 is gonna decide to pop its ugly fucking head up out of the ground like a fucked up goddamn gopher. That game, man, GTA 6 is becoming the white whale of video games. But anyway, I digress. The blaming video games. Jack Thompson tried to do this in the early 2000s with, ironically, GTA, San Andreas, and Vice City, and all Doom, all these video games. I hate the fact that people run to video games first when they should be running to the parents, looking at them right in the eyes for what the hell they did to their own kid to make them that crazy. It starts at home. Sorry. It starts at home, or you're not paying attention to what's in your kid's life for people to say, oh, video games caused it. No. I refuse to believe that. Why? Because I was a very violent kid when I was growing up. Never in my life did the idea of shooting my shooting my classmates, unaliving my classmates in any single way, shape, or form was ever there. And after my dad died, it went completely nuts. But before that, never true. And after playing video games, especially, video games were released. Video games were the thing that I looked forward to after school because I knew I really didn't have anything to do afterwards. My work was already done in school. I took care of that shit. And we got I got through high school. Guys like him, they'd feel like they're outcasts. They feel like they are completely alone in the world. And to a certain extent, you may feel that way, but you're not. There are people who care a lot about you. And if you ever feel that way and then start getting, into groups and all that kind of stuff, there has to be a reality switch. Like, there has to be something there. And the parent is the responsible party for making sure that fucking switch works by either getting the kid to therapy, which I highly recommend therapy. If it wasn't for teletherapy in the pandemic, I'd probably be permanently hospitalized at the most severe, because that was at a bad time in my life. Really bad time. The pandemic popped up and therapy helped. And I mean, I know there are people out there that feel like they really can't go through therapy and talk to somebody. It is a comfort thing, and it is a trust thing. You have to kind of trust the person to really open up to them about how you feel. And a lot of people don't have that. And this is how things like this happen, because then some get, really meek and go in and don't really leave the house, become agoraphobics. And then you get the ones that really start to get angry at the world because they don't understand themselves. And that's what this was. This was somebody who didn't understand themselves in any way, shape, or form and lashed out. And it's sad, but I hate the fact that we're blaming video games for this. Like, Helldivers didn't do anything. There was some point in this kid's life where everything changed. Something happened, and we'll probably either never find it out, or over time, through therapy sessions and tapes, we may actually get some real confessions out of this kid. Who knows? But they're working on networks. Apparently they were in Discords for gaming and all that kind of stuff. And that's why when I play video games, man, I shut my microphone completely off. I leave any chats. I just play solo online. I don't care about anybody else. I don't want to care about anybody else. I care about who I'm racing in GTA 5, who I'm playing against in Rocket League, who I'm playing against, whoever my opponent is. And there are people who do get into these weird online things through gaming, and I really hope they figure out what this is. And I'm going to focus on the gaming angle because I like gaming and all this kind of stuff, and I do want to find out because let's put it this way: they're talking about me being a furry. If you watched G4 TV back in the day, if you watched Wired for Sex, the old TV show they used to have, furries were introduced to you young in the early 2000s. Like, you knew about it, and you either went two ways. You either went towards the furry, or you stayed in normie land and really just didn't do anything. Maybe you had like a side kink growing up. Not my problem to kink shame you. That's all you, and you do you, especially behind the red door. It's all for you, baby. All for you. And yeah, the blaming of the video game stuff, I kind of want to see where that goes, find out what kind of gaming, like mafia is going on Discord. Because if you think about it, the fact that this thing exists at all is insane. Like this whole furry communities, again, have been online for 2 decades now. 2 decades at least. I mean, there's been all kinds of the message boards for furries since the internet. People have been doing that, AnthroCon, all those kind of things. But like, I'm not going to blame the furry community. I think they're weird, but I'm not going to blame the furry community. Not going to blame the other communities. This is one whack job who thought he was protecting the world, and people who radicalized him should be stopped. But this is a guy who stopped a person that everybody, including myself, respected. So in conclusion, my thing is, Charlie would have never wanted this to become violent, ever. He never preached violence in any of the Prove Me Wrongs, ever. And if you think that, again, there's something that you're projecting onto that's negative of anything he said, anything. And yeah, sure, again, you have some bad debate topics. Yeah. But he tried, and he got better at it, and he got better, and he got better, and he got better, and he got better. And he became so solid they had to shut him up. And the one little thing I will say that I kind of found in closing, when it comes to everything that's been going on, W. Kamau Bell, I think, had the best line about all of this on Threads, which was, some things should be left in the group chat, which is exactly what it should have been. It should have just been between people. Should not have been posting for a bunch of stuff and expect to keep your job. It's just because it's freedom of speech doesn't protect you at work. There's no union for that, at least. So that's my Charlie Kirk take. It's probably super weak, but I don't give a fuck at this point because everything's been said already. So what more can you say? Let's do some sports ball. Whoop. Oh, I didn't do it. Oh, I didn't put that in there. See, this is what I need to start doing, man. I need to start getting my life together, but I can't because it's hard. It is sports ball, you fucks. As I blow your eardrums off. Sports ball is the name of the segment. We're going to talk about a few topics at hand. Let me bring up the NFL website for the two scores. Didn't really get to see. I saw most of the Pittsburgh Steelers game against Seattle. Still a lot of issues going on with the Steelers this year. I don't see them getting better. But I see Aaron Rodgers in the end just getting leveled probably. He's got about 2 more weeks the way the Steelers offensive line has been treating him, and let's go over that right now and kind of just talk about the stats a little bit. Fuck. Aaron Rodgers, 447 yards, 63.5 completion rating. Sam Darnold, McDonald. Why did I say that? Sam Darnold, 67.9, two touchdowns, and Steelers lose 31-17. 2 interceptions on the day. One was a really dumb interception in the end zone. With I can't remember his name. It's a young kid, and he just didn't really. I mean, he fucked up so hard, dude. Like it was, I think, fourth quarter maybe, and he lets a ball just go right through his goddamn hands. Right through his hands. And apparently there's some rule now that if it goes in the end zone during kickoffs, the other team can like live ball it, and it's a touchdown, which I found kind of fucked up. I think it should be a touchback if it crosses the line no matter what. But I mean, if it touched him, yeah, he's fucked. And it's just bad, really bad. Not as bad though. Not as bad as the Cleveland Browns. Oh, not that one. This would actually, that'd be a mercy one compared to 41-17 Baltimore. Baltimore basically had a college football game in an NFL stadium at their home. The old Browns beat the new Browns. And when are we going to say it? The Browns franchise makes the Detroit Lions look much like Cleveland and Detroit. Like Cleveland always, for some reason, one-ups Detroit in something. And finally, they've won them up in really bad football. Because I watched that game, and you can say all you want. 41-17 is not a good performance for anybody. Let's just see how many passing yards by Lamar Jackson. 400 against the Browns. He had 225 yards passing out of 29 attempts. 29 attempts. Almost 30 attempts. He was held to 19 attempts against the Bills on that last week. 29 attempts at the ball with 225 yards, averaging 7.8 yards a carry or a toss. Cleveland's playing a different, or Baltimore's playing a different thing. Hardy, same thing. 23 yards. Got stopped, actually. Kind of impressed by the Browns running defense today, I guess. They really did a good job there, holding them to 23, and he had 169 last week. That's pretty. I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. Yeah, dude. Browns, I mean, it's week 2. Do I think both teams are fucked? I think the Steelers are fucked more than the Browns are. The Browns at least have Joe Flacco to go on. Steelers fans, we have Aaron fucking Rodgers. He's not as mobile as he used to be. He had that one good evasion that got called back for a holding. And I think the second quarter, I can't remember. Anyway, it's gonna get sad for the Browns here soon, and the Steelers. I think Aaron Rodgers got maybe 2 more weeks on those legs, the way the offensive line has been going. So who knows? And yeah, fucking Steelers just getting in their own way as usual. Well, also, I want to congratulate Bud Crawford for beating Canelo. Didn't think that was going to happen. I thought Canelo Alvarez was going to beat Bud Crawford by decision. It turned out Bud Crawford is that dog. He is that dog all day, every day, man. Like, Terence Crawford's an animal. Good for him for becoming first time in the 4 belt era of a 3-weight world undisputed champion in 3 different weight classes. I think it's Canelo and Floyd are the only other guys to be undefeated as champions in 3 different weight classes. And then I think another stat that was broken from like 1939 or something, a long fucking standing thing. If you watch the press conference, he was giving people fucking, sour grapes and fuck yous on the way out, which he should. He got a lot of criticism, Bud Crawford has, but he beat the piss out of him. If you joined us yesterday, thank you, first of all, for hanging out with me for the UFC. I need to take that off completely. UFC Noche card. Let me bring this up here. It's kind of I was impressed by Noche. I didn't think it was going to be a good main card, just because I didn't know much about a lot of the fighters outside of I knew all these fighters, but I didn't know if they were going to be good. We lost Raul Rosas Jr. to an injury. They showed him. He wasn't very happy. But yeah, we had UFC Noche, and let's take a look at that real fast. Share this tab instead. Close. Diego Lopes and Jean Silva fought to a TKO situation. Big knockout for Diego Lopes on Jean Silva. And Jean Silva decided to do a bitch-made move by punching Diego Lopes in the back of the head, Dawes style. And I'm surprised they haven't kicked him out, but they should at least fine him. Give him a fine, dude. Like, that's bullshit, especially since he lost fair and square. The referee stopped the fight, and you can't have these guys constantly punching each other in the back of the head and thinking it's okay. I mean, somebody could legitimately get hurt. Somebody punches hard enough and they fall flat in their forehead, you get brain bleed, you're fucked. Rob Font didn't look good at all against David Martinez, but David Martinez looked really fucking good. Won all 3 rounds, judge's decision. And this one was hot. Jared Gordon got just slept by Rafa Garcia off of big elbows, which good for Rafa Garcia. He was I think the underdog on that part of the fight. Kelvin, the fat man, Gastelum, obviously, the motherfucker won, but he shouldn't have. Dustin Stoltzfus kept getting beat the fuck up. Dustin was chicken legged for a good portion of this fight. Round 2 and 3, he was fighting every single instinct to go down, and he should have. But Kelvin Gastelum wins with his dad bod. Alexander Hernandez beat the fuck out of Diego Ferreira. That was a good fight. And then Santiago Luna got a victory over Kwang Lee after a big exchange that opened up in the first round. These guys were just buzzing at each other and just kind of like watching two bees mate. You're just like bam, bam, bam. So good for Santiago Luna on that one. Really great night from UFC Noche. Underwhelming. It wasn't really what I thought it was going to be. And you can't really have high it was what I thought it was going to be. You can't really have high expectations for something that was so epic from last year. So epic at the Las Vegas Sphere. So utterly, I mean, nobody really knew what that was gonna be, what Dana and crew were really gonna do with a big ass budget the way they did. And for them to do the lighting the way they had it and all kinds of different stuff was impressive. So just having Noche as like a fight was, and also you had Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez going on just down the road oh my God, traffic must have been a bitch in Vegas during that. In San Antonio, it's the Alamo Dome, sold out for him, which was great. But again, it's Noche. It's not really anything spectacular, if you will. So appreciate everybody for being here. I'm going to go to bed. It's been a long weekend, a long week. I need a drink. And we appreciate everybody for watching. Thank you as always. And thoughts go out to everybody who is affected by the events of this week, and hope all of you have a very healthy and productive week. And as I always am going to try to tell you guys from now on, when you're looking at the world, remember, no matter where you're at in life, just think about this. Everybody gets bugs. Thank you very much, guys, and have a great Ray Hyclak Show every on these very platforms. All you can do is hit like, share, follow, subscribe. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. And you guys have a great night. Thank you very, very much.